Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. My name is Farihah Hassan, a senior lecturer from Faculty of Administrative Science and Policy Studies, UiTM. I'm going to present our research project title on a systematic review of employee emotional intelligence among civil staff. This is the overview of the presentations. Okay, I will start with the introduction of the study, followed by the discussions on the method of the systematic literature review, then discussions on the result, finding and recommendations of the study, and the last one will be the conclusions of this study. As an introduction, emotional intelligence can be defined as the capacity and ability to recognize and identify one's own emotions, as well as the ability to identify and control emotions in others. Individuals who can put themselves in another conditions or circumstances are said to have strong empathy and sensitivity. The productivity of an organization is greatly influenced by such a work culture. In the framework of an organization, the leader plays a critical role in fostering a high emotional intelligence environment by exhibiting moral and good actions, as well as having an optimistic thinking and strong emotional stability. It also covers civil staff who are subjected to a variety of leadership styles. According to Subramaniam and Singravello, they believe that in the context of the public service, emotional intelligence may be defined as the ability to manage calmly with emotions in the workplace, and that it comprises of the social awareness, self-awareness, self-management, and relationship management. So this research is significant since there have been a few studies that give a comprehensive baseline on the studies of emotional intelligence among civil staff. Though numerous review papers on emotional intelligence, which clearly include studies involving the government staff, have been published, more comprehensive research based on systematic review is still lacking. Using the traditional way of explaining and portraying the literature, for example, might be inadequately comprehensive and rigorous at times. So this leads to a lack of the understanding of what the collections of research is truly saying or pointing to, and it finally leads a huge risk. Therefore, conducting the systematic literature review on emotional intelligence among civil staff is believed to produce a clear and thorough review of all relevant data on a particular issue. At the same time, it can draw attention to the methodological flaws in the research project, which can be utilized to enhance the future study in the field. As a result, it is anticipated that performing a systematic literature study on emotional intelligence concern among public staff will result in a clear and complete evaluations of all relevant data on a specific topic. Simultaneously, it has the potential to highlight methodological faults in research initiatives, which may be used to improve future research in the subject. In terms of the methodology, we are using the method called PRISMA, which include the resources consists of from the Scopus and Web of Science, to run the systematic review, eligibility and exclusions criteria, steps of the review process, and data abstractions and analysis. PRISMA here is referring to the preferred reporting item for systematic review and meta-analysis, serve as a guide for the review. So PRISMA show the review quality as well as allow the readers to assess the review strengths and flaws and reproduce review approaches. In terms of the resources, there are three major journal database that we are using in our study, which is Scopus, Web of Science, and Google Scholar. 4 steps were taken to the systematic review approach. The first step is identifications. The evaluations was conducted from February 2021 until August 2021. The term that will be used in the search were established in the first step. based on the previous research and a thesaurus. Keywords related to emotional intelligence, employees and government were used. The second stage is screening, okay, which entails the process of choosing the articles based on the inclusion and exclusion criteria. Okay, this study screened all the 63 selected articles by choosing the criteria for article selections, which is done automatically based on sorting functions available in the database. We only included an article journal containing empirical data in our evaluations. Thus, review articles, books, and conference proceedings are not included. Okay, we also concentrated on English language publications and eliminated non-English language item to avoid any mistake or understanding. The third process is eligibility, where the author manually monitored the retrieved articles to ensure the remaining articles are in line with the criteria. And then the fourth process is the quality appraisal. Okay, in these stages, okay, the remaining article were given to two experts for quality appraisal in order to ensure that the substance of the article was of high quality. Through this process, okay, the expert must have the mutual agreement that the quality must be of at least moderate level. Okay, so from this review, the expert categorized 9 article as high quality and 7 article as a moderate quality. Okay, and the last stages is data abstraction and analysis. So the remaining 16 articles were scrutinized and analyzed. Okay, the information was gathered by first reading the abstract and then reading the article whole to find the relevant issues and develop the theme. The review was successful in obtaining 16 selected articles. Okay, from the 16 selected articles, there are 4 themes were developed, namely performance, sector, organizations, citizenship behavior, and social psychology. Okay, 16 article is actually derived from the study done in Indonesia, Malaysia, Nigeria, Pakistan, South Korea, India, Israel, and Australia. Under the themes of performance, productivity and job satisfactions are the sub-theme derived from this study. According to the Civil Servant of Government of Mahakam Ulu Regency Indonesia, they believe that the productivity of the employee can be improved through emotional intelligence. At the same time, researchers in Indonesia also found that employee productivity might be influenced when employees have the emotional stability that consists of emotional awareness, empathy, and social relation. Basically, stable emotion influence the happiness while performing the work, and this indirectly increase the commitment among the workers. Meanwhile, the sub-theme of the job satisfaction found that employee work happiness lead to the productivity and eventually to the better performance. This is according to the research done by Hendra Wijaya in year 2017. Under the themes of sector is focusing on health sector. Okay, from all 16 articles, 5 studies tested among health staff, including that conducted by Hendra Wijaya in year 2017 and 2018, involving executive officer assigned to deal with the DHF at the Departments of Health Environment in Jember. On the other hand, in Pakistan, conducted a study among nurses who were working in 2 government sectors, teaching hospital of Pakistan Punjab province, in which it was suggested that the hospital consider implementing empathy promoting training, emotional intelligence training, or lens of the patient's training program to help nursing staff in understanding patient's feeling. Lastly, in India, researcher from Ahwal and Daniel in year 2016 come up with a comparative study to assess the emotional quotient of staff nurses working in a private and government hospital of New Delhi. Next theme is focus on organizational citizenship behavior, whereby it consists of the three sub-themes, which is engagement, attitude, and commitment. Civil staff in 3 countries, including Nigeria and Israel and Malaysia, investigated on how emotional intelligence can influence the employee engagement, while also emphasizing on employees' public sector engagement by recruiting employees with high emotional intelligence. According to the research done in 2019, contending that attitudes play a big role among nurses, especially when they are burnt out and overworked. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, they believe that commitment among employees might be leading to them having high work centrality. This is according to the research done by Ugu and Igbendi in year 2017. The last theme is social psychology. 3 sub-themes are discussed under this theme. First is understanding the emotions. According to the Johar in year 2016, he suggested that employee with a high level of extraversion can have the ability to comprehend their own feelings as well as the feelings of others, allowing them to have high level of positive self-esteem. The second sub-theme is emotional regulations, and researcher in Australia, Tucker in year 2020 discovered that supervisory emotions recognition serve as a significant external resources for employees dealing with emotional demand when they are strong in emotion recognition themselves. And the last sub-theme is interactions. And according to the Salman in year 2018, they believe that interaction becomes the crucial thing when employees deal with the patient. Same goes to the in year 2019. They highlighted that issues on interaction with patients among nurses who are burnt out. The nurses were found to lack the cognitive resources needed to be compassionate with aggressive patients. So the discussions on personality also comes from the research done by P. Rahman and Tucker in year 2016 and 2020. As a conclusion, most of the findings in the selected article for this review were derived from the studies that use an empirical data analysis technique, which is the partial least square, to test the variable. In addition, there were also qualitative approach articles selected that supported this systematic review overall finding. So the review was successful in obtaining 16 selected articles. The review indicated that civil servants are available resources for successful enterprise and government. Emotional balance has been identified as a human resources aspect that can affect employee accomplishment and as a result drive organizational performance. Due to this, emotional stability among employees must be properly handled and managed by the organizations. That's all for me. Thank you.